Well, welcome to Cave Talk again, everybody. Man, have y'all liked, shared? Have you subscribed yet to this thing? Man, listen, if your family haven't subscribed, you need to quit tripping. Y'all see anybody up here that's familiar? We in Cave Talk. Listen, man, we've been having a good time. Man, we got the GOAT up here today. Y'all know who it is. Can y'all put in the comments before he even say his name? Put in the comments at the bottom. Does anybody know this guy? I still call him my people's champ. I still call him my number one guy. I still call him my dude. Listen, who is it, man? Tell us. Y'all welcome to Cave Talk, Nolan Smith.
Man, what's going on?
Up, man?
What's up, big dog? Appreciate you having me on, man.
Man, come on. Hold on. Me having you on? No.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to be a part, man. This is humbling to me again, man. You know, God.
My dog.
Come on, bro, man. What you been up to, man? How you doing, man? Just in general, man.
No complaints, man. Look, my wife is doing great. My beautiful kids are doing great. They
Four
and 3 years old. They growing too fast. Wifey doing her thing, obviously in the house with them.
Shayna ain't doing nothing. Tell her I said so. Tell her. Listen, no, don't tell her. Don't tell her.
You know what's gonna happen if I tell her. But I'm telling you. But nah, she doing her thing, man. Here in Louisville, she been on a fitness journey recently, which has been amazing. She's been motivating myself and other people around her to work out and take care of themselves and stuff like that, which has been really cool to see. So yeah, man, life in Louisville right now is good. Off the court, on the court, still been a challenge. We've been
yeah. We're gonna talk about that. I really want to talk about that, man. The challenge of that in a minute, man, because you know, man, I mean, you know, me and you linked years ago. We met, man. You know, they did this little contest and they presented me. They know I've always been the biggest Duke fan of all time. Everybody thinks they are. But man, you came and presented this award to me. And from that moment, we clicked at church. Man, you became a friend, you became a brother, you became I mean, I'm still old, like, man, you young, I'm a son, but man, most of all, you became just a genuine guy. And man, I really appreciate that moment of connection, man. That I think it was Raheem and but was another gentleman. Oh my God. Oh my God, he'll kill me, but I'll get it right before we go, man. So we connected all these years ago, man. You was still at Duke.
Yep.
Hooping.
Yeah, that was my junior year.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
My junior year. Yep.
But look, before we get started, how's mom? How's Sid? How my folks doing?
Mom's great. Sydney's great. Sydney's running the juice bar that we just opened up here. Cherry picking. Juices, smoothies, all types of good, healthy stuff like that. She's running that, so she's doing her thing.
Y'all do chitlin juice?
No chitlin juice. We're gonna say that that's all you. You can have that by yourself. I don't know if chitlin juice is good for you, big dog.
It's great for you. Oh, hey, the only way you keep your blood pressure low, you got to keep eating pork. I keep telling people this.
No, man, it's been good though, man. Family business has been going.
Good, man.
It's the only juice bar in Louisville. So
wow, congratulations, man.
Juice bar is
congratulations.
Everybody loving it. Everybody loving it.
Man, well, gosh, man. That's you know, the people want to hear from Nolan Smith, man. You know, man, they've heard some of your life and part of your journey. They've heard some of that, man, but have they really gotten into all of Nolan Smith? And like I tell everybody that, man, that does this with me, I'm thankful, I'm humbled, but you know, you can go as deep as you want, man. But I know there's a guy that's behind the scenes. You know, we know the player, we know the coach. We're gonna talk about that person, but as a kid growing up, man, you know, you went through some things early in life, but start out? How old were you when you got into basketball?
I want to say I got into when I was born. Because my dad
Mm.
being in the NBA, I was kind of born into it. So I feel like a basketball was kind of always in my hand, kind of like my son Deuce. The ball is already in his hands at 3 years old. So I was born into the game. So I kind of always loved it, was around it. I remember going to the Washington Bullets games when my dad was coaching and being a
Wow.
being a ball boy and collecting shoes from all these players. So I always had love for the game just from being birthed into the environment
So you've been around it all your life.
all my life.
Wow.
All my
Wow, man. Mr. Derek, man, mom, Monica, man. Wow. So you grew up growing. So did you play rec league and all that before you
yeah,
know?
yeah. I played. I think I pretty much started playing competitively probably around 8 or 9 years old. Around the age
Wow.
I would start playing competitively, going to basketball camps at an early age. But the one thing my mom did, especially once my dad passed away, was she let me be a kid. So I played every
Wow,
sport.
that's good.
Like
That's good.
she never forced me to play basketball, especially because when my dad passed, I really didn't want to play basketball.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
challenges where it's like, I didn't really that was my connection to my dad. At that in that moment, I was like, I don't want to play basketball no more. So I played soccer, I played tennis, tried football,
Wow.
I tried all these other sports during that time. But then I came back to basketball. It was the one that I was in
Yo,
love.
you said something that I don't know if you even want to talk about it, and I totally understand because it get emotional to me to talk about my parents, and my parents are gone. But you said your dad passed.
Yep.
I mean, some people have heard it, some people have read the story, but man, take us to that moment if you can. I understand you guys went on a vacation, man.
Yep. Yep. So
Um,
we were on a family cruise with the Washington Bullets. I just turned 8 years old.
wow,
My sister was with me. She was 10. And yeah, I mean, it's one of those things like I have a picture of it like when it happened because I was actually able to see my dad sitting there still as an 8 year old because they called my mom's name up to the top deck of the cruise ship. Monica Smith, please come upstairs. Monica Smith, please come upstairs. So when you hear that over the loud intercom, I mean, my sister really like, what's going on? So we ended up, boom, going to where we knew that they were going to be. And that's where we saw my dad sitting there. But it was just one of those situations. I mean, like even just being here in Louisville, I'm in a situation now where I get to go see my dad's gravesite often, which I
yeah,
never got the opportunity to do. Um, but yeah, as an 8 year old, you don't really know what to think or do in that moment. But at that moment, I knew it was life changing. I knew I was
wow.
my
Eight
dad.
years of
Yep,
8 years old. Sis 10
yep,
on a cruise, a place of fun, and a tragedy happens.
yep.
So did the cruise end? Did you guys?
Yeah,
Was it like had
yeah.
to?
Cruise ended. They turned it around. Because it was a cruise ship basically with everybody that either worked with my dad or knew my dad. So at that point, everybody, it wasn't like a carnival cruise with a bunch of random people. No, it was time they turned it around and went back to New York.
Wow. I don't want to stay on it, man, but I I can't imagine the pain that you and your family experienced in that for real. Because
Yeah.
I talk about it, my father, my mother every day, and so you like you said, you was like you was thinking about not playing basketball, and you played
Yep.
other sports, and so you managed to handle all that, but then mom has to take over
Yep.
and has to jump in and
Yeah. Yeah. Nah,
talk
so
about mom with that situation, man.
man, just as a young kid, really you don't realize everything she's doing, right? When you're 8,
Wow,
9,
this is
10,
good.
11, 12, 13, you just see your mom being a mom. But then I think as you get older, when I started going to high school and I realized all the things all the things she did and sacrificed for me to be able to do some of the things. Even when she remarried, I was 16 years old, but she was still that that mom dad, still that person wearing both hats.
Wow,
Because
yeah,
that's what it was. That's what they do. And so just to watch her be that, it was a superhuman. Like, but you never saw weakness. You know,
Wow.
one of my favorite things that Coach K says is like, Coach K always told us, man, your moms never take a day off. Moms never show weakness. Moms never show when they're going through something. That was my mom during this time. I never
Wow.
saw her show weakness, even though I know she probably went into her room once she got us in
Yeah.
bed. I was crying her eyes out.
Yeah.
Nightmare, right? I never saw that. And she never would let us see that. So just to strengthen her to take care of me and Sydney and get us through high school, get us to college, and just what she did with us was just amazing.
Man, I'm sorry, but this is off. This is off everything. They say that black men can't grow up without a father
Yep.
and make it.
Yep.
And it's tough. They said it can't. The challenge is so outrageous, man. How would you address that to a young guy that's growing up without a father, whether it's through tragedy, whether it's through a separation or divorce, anything, man? Uh, you made it. You did it. You
Yeah.
got through it.
Man,
No,
honestly, I think if you have a strong mom and a great mom in your life that can teach you and tell you right
of
from
course.
wrong,
Yeah.
and tell you what a man should look like,
Yeah.
then it's possible to not have a dad in your life.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I was very fortunate to have a lot of uncles and positive male role models around me.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
mom was the one that taught me this is how you treat a woman.
Mm.
This is how it should look like. This is the
Yeah.
blueprint. This is how you
Yeah.
talk to a woman, right?
Yeah.
I didn't need a man. My mom taught me that.
Wow.
my,
Wow.
my mom
Wow.
taught me
So
that.
people say women can't teach a man, teach a young kid that, or a boy that, or a man, a guy. People,
Oh,
that's a myth, I think.
it was my mom that taught me how to hold a door. My mom that taught me how to get out and pump gas because a woman shouldn't pump the gas if a man's in the car,
Yes,
right? It was
sir.
my mom teaching me all these little things,
Yes, sir.
not a man. So nah,
Wow.
my mom, she taught me all the little things that I still do to this day. My mom taught me all those things, which is
Sure.
yeah.
Wow. Man, we got we got to move on, man. But that right there is powerful moment, because I think I think we buy into some things sometimes with me. This is what Cave Talk is for, man. It's just an open platform, bro, to just be, transparency and to share your thoughts, your opinions
Yep.
with no judgment. So I think that's the thing I've been trying to say for years. Don't use anything for that excuse, because push through it.
Yep.
And looking at you pushing through that situation, losing your father at 8, Sid at 10, and your mom training and teaching you. So you get to middle school, start playing ball and everything, man. When did you begin to be noticed?
Uh Probably middle school. When I was in middle school, I would play against like the varsity basketball players, and they'd be like, "Man, you're really good. You should be playing varsity," but I wasn't allowed to. So like I was really talented at a very early age, just from always having the ball in my hands. I slept with a basketball in my bed. Like I loved basketball. Everything in my room was basketball. So that's probably when like I used to play against the varsity players and go at them. Seniors in high school at my school, and would be one of the best players on the court every single time. So
That's
um,
amazing.
I think when it finally clicked me that I had a chance to
Yeah.
like really go do something special was probably the first time I was on the cover of a magazine, which was my sophomore year of high school. It was a magazine called Rise Magazine. It was me and Mike Beasley on the cover of it.
Hold
That
up, bees.
was me and Bees, man. That was the
Wow.
first time when I was like, man, like I'm on the cover of a magazine. It was all over the
Your
high school,
sophomore year of high school.
sophomore year of high school. Yep.
So when did you start receiving the offers and everything, man?
Uh, Probably seventh grade, seventh, eighth grade.
What?
Yeah, so they came pretty early too. So I mean, I knew I was. That's why I said I knew I was talented because
Yeah.
Louisville offered me as a seventh grader. They had me committed as a seventh grader. And then all the other schools kind of followed in after that. Eighth grade, ninth grade, the offers were slowly but surely coming in, but it was all high majors. Mid majors didn't knew right away. Like once Louisville had offered, like I was a high major player.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I knew pretty early that my talent was at a different level.
So I was talking to Quinn about this, man. So you got these offers or anything, but did mostly everyone have a dream school. So what was your dream school?
My dream school was Louisville.
Because of your dad.
Because of my dad. Yeah. So I grew up a Louisville fan. I grew up going to Louisville basketball camps and being in Louisville in the summer times. Even my dad had passed away, we'd come back to Louisville. So we were in Louisville until I was probably 12 years old in the summer times, right? So a lot of my time was spent in Louisville, around Cardinal fans, around the Cardinal program.
That's crazy.
So yeah, Louisville was my dream school.
Because your mom and dad met in college.
Oh yeah, look, I'm the only one that didn't go to Louisville. My sister's a Cardinal.
It's like seeing
is a Cardinal, mom, dad. Yeah, I'm the only one that's not a Cardinal.
Hey man, well, hey. So Louisville was a dream school, but how did you end up getting to Duke?
I think it really came down to Johnny Dawkins calling my mom saying, "Hey, is he open for us to recruit him?" And she was like, "Yes, absolutely." She said, "Yes, absolutely." I had obviously been talking to Louisville and Coach Rick Pitino a whole lot. They were recruiting me, but deep down in my gut, I didn't really think they wanted me. I think the city wanted me.
Gotcha.
The city wanted me more than the staff and Rick Pitino wanted me, and I kind of felt that. So, but really deep down, I was looking for that connection to my father, and Johnny Dawkins was the closest connection to my father at that time. And then obviously Duke after that sold itself. Coach K, the brand, the competition, playing against the best players in the country, McDonald's All-Americans. I never shied away from competition. All my high school teams, I wanted to play with the best and then play.
Did you win in high school?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I won a high school championship sophomore year. We lost in the semifinals.
So you won a high school championship too. Okay.
Sophomore year, we won the Christian school championship. Junior year at Oak Hill, we were 40-1. Didn't win it that year, but we won in my senior year. We were 40-1 again. We were national champions my senior year of high school.
Okay, I'm sorry, I got stuck for a moment. So you went to high school, so you get offered, you go to Duke. Bam, freshman year. Did you get into playing time?
Nope. I played a little bit. I say no because it wasn't what I wanted, right?
Yeah.
But I think you go in with expectations, right? You go in as a All-American. You're feeling yourself. Man, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna take this guy's spot. I'm gonna take his spot. Ooh, I ain't worried about none of that, right? And at that point at Duke, right, the times have changed. Now it's the one and done era where the freshmen are basically right or wrong. They're given the keys to the car at an early age.
Oh man, come on, man. NIL deals are now out here now. So
hey, so and that's not a knock, but I will say, there's always people like, oh man, the freshmen now are way better than like, no, talent wise, freshmen were freshmen. I don't think these kids were any better than I was or Quinn was or anybody that ended up being a 4-year player. It's just different times, right? So my freshman year, I go in, boom, you got to pay your dues. Greg Paulus is in front of me. There's a couple sophomores in front of me, right? You got to pay your dues and you got to figure it out unless you really beat them out, right? So if it's kind of close, right, you got to wait your turn. You're not ready yet. You're not doing this good enough. I trust this older guy before I trust you, right? So I had to figure that out and figure out how to really find my niche within the offense, within the defense, and within the program and figure it out and figure out how to not be denied from being on that court. Fast forward, boom, I probably played 10 to 15 minutes a game my freshman year, which ain't bad. But then within that, there's some games where you don't play too, right? You might play 6 minutes, right? So it can vary, but the average ends up averaging out to about 10 to 15 minutes a game. But I wasn't satisfied with that. So that summer I go back to DC and I'm just training hard, come back sophomore year, and I take the starting job over. So now I'm starting my sophomore year, start the year. playing really good basketball. Boom, get to about 12 to 15 games in. We took a bad loss at Clemson and come back. I lose my starting job.
To who?
I
Do
think
you remember?
I think at that point it's when they were really searching for a point guard, right?
Point guard, yeah.
So I think Shire might have moved to the point, or,
Yeah.
or either John moved to the point or Greg Pauls might have went back into the line. But I think it was Shire moved to the
Yeah.
and then shortly after that I ended up getting a concussion late a couple games after that. So then I missed like 2 weeks with a pretty severe concussion. But then when I came back at the end of that year is when I really found myself as a basketball player. I was like, okay, I'm not a true point guard, but I'm also not a just a scorer. I can do both and still run a team, but I can still be aggressive. So then that's when just basketball at the college level clicked for me. It's like, man, just be a player. Just be a scorer, be a facilitator, just do it all. Right. So then my junior year come back and it's takeoff time.
Yes, it is.
I put the work in. I trusted my work. I feel like nobody worked harder than me. I used to lock myself in the gym in PG County, Maryland for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, starting at 7 a.m. with my trainer Gary Lampkins. And I always trained by myself. I never wanted anybody to see what I was doing. People always be like, "Oh, can I come work out with you?" No. I had a very Kobe mentality, Mamba mentality when it came to my workouts. Because why would I want to work out with somebody that I might play against so that they can know they can know my moves or they can know my mentality? No, I don't want you to know nothing about me until you see me. Until you see me.
Man, this is crazy. So you all that in just 2 to 3 years, you at Duke. Now, what year did you guys win the championship?
Junior year.
Okay. You said something. I got to bring this out. We have to talk about it for a moment. Well, we don't have to. You got Nolan Smith.
Yep.
And John Shire.
Yep.
Batman and Robin. Man, that was the most incredible duo in basketball.
Yep.
Man, just take us to that moment, man. And then I'm going to ask you something else about, about this piece in basketball and the championship. Take us to playing together like that, man.
Yep. Well, and within that duo, I have to mention Kyle Singler because it was really the trifecta.
Oh, yeah. Come on, bro.
Singler, Shire, and Smith. But as far as the backcourt goes, me and Shire, I'll say this on here, we don't get the respect that we deserve.
100.
Because I think if you look at in the last decade, 15 years, last 2 well, I guess we're getting kind of old now, huh? Dang. We're getting close to 2 decades.
Hey, y'all young, man. Listen, you get to this stage, Chuck.
If you look at the way we played, 2 guys that just know the game at a high level, 2 guys that could shoot the ball, 2 guys that could pass. John did not turn the ball over ever.
At all.
He never turned it over.
It was never fancy.
And then I never met or played against somebody more competitive than him.
Yeah.
He was the ultimate competitor. So when you say for 2 of us to be a perfect match as far as in the backcourt, it was a perfect match. And every single night, people thought that they could get us because maybe me or him were the most freakishly athletic dude, but smart. Neither one of us had the Kyrie handles, but you weren't going to take our ball.
yeah, that's facts.
You weren't going to take our ball. So no matter what, when we lined up against any other backcourt in the country, we knew what time it was, and we looked at each other. We give each other a look, and it was time to go.
So you all can win, but when did it click with that team that y'all could win a championship? Do you think that at the beginning of the year there's something clicking you like, oh, whoa, we can really do this, or is it just always I can win every year? Is it something that clicked?
Nah, there was something special about that group. I think from the start in the summertime, I think we knew we were just waiting to see it once we started games. And then once we started games, we knew how good we could be. With Brian Zubek and Lance Thomas,
Oh man.
two veteran bigs that had been through the wars. Then you had Miles Plumlee and Mason Plumlee coming off the bench, two young athletic bigs that could sub those two. So you were subbing out the two old college guys for two young athletic guys. And then we had Andre Dawkins off the bench and Ryan Kelly, two young shooters to go with me, college.
Man,
We
Drake Dawkins jumping out in the gym.
out the gym.
The lights out.
Yeah.
Come on.
We felt like we had everything, but the one thing we had was we had a huge chip on our shoulder because we had lost in the tournament in the second round, and then we lost in the Sweet 16. So we had lost. We had been through those. We had took our hits, right? And everybody's saying, "Oh, Duke's not Duke anymore. Duke's not going to get back to the championship." And boom, we had heard all this stuff. We believed in our group, and so we knew early, like, "Yo, let's just keep on winning. Nobody's going to talk about us. Nobody's going to believe it when it happens."
Oh, I remember. Oh boy, do I remember.
Yeah, it was fun. Look, when I look back on that year, I wish we were supposed to play Kentucky, right? But then they lost to West Virginia, so we didn't get to play them. But we wanted that matchup. John Wall and those guys, everybody. Oh man, they're gonna be too athletic for them. They're gonna dominate them with their speed and athleticism. Sound good. We were old and smart and savvy. We knew how to play.
Man, that was crazy. So, but hold on now. I got to talk about this because Quinn was like, I didn't know Carolina was Quinn's dream school.
Yep.
You were actually the deciding factor him going to also to Duke. Yep. When you committed, he said when you committed, he said he had to commit.
Yep.
So we always got to talk about when I'm talking to Duke or a Carolina guy, because a lot of people don't know that you and Bryce are real cool. And Bryce is going to be doing, Cave talk with me and all this stuff because everybody know that I boo Carolina through everything. I love y'all, Carolina. Boo! I'm just sorry. Anyway, but what was one of your highest moments in the Carolina Duke matchup? And then what's one of your biggest highlights of your career in college? And it could be the same if you could remember. The Duke
highest moment Duke Carolina game is definitely the comeback win. We were down 12 or 13 at halftime versus the talented team with Kendall Marshall, Dexter Strickland, John Henson, Tyler Zeller, and those guys. They were super talented. A whole lot of NBA guys on their team.
Yes.
Our team that was super talented as well. But to come out in the second half and do what we were able to do against them and make the plays and make the shots that we made as a team and individually, I think I finished with 34 points. And to win at home was just a magical night. It was my last game in Cameron versus the Tar Heels. So you don't want to lose that game. So you get that win, and it felt great because we end up having to go to their place to finish the season. So felt great to get that win.
Man, so that was one of the biggest moments. So would you say the championship in college was one of your biggest highlights? Big stage, big lights?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Just that. I mean, really, just that whole tournament run ends up being like the highlight of my college career. Just that tournament run, and there's individual moments that happen within that run. Like there's one moment that sticks out to me is I hit a three in front of our bench and give Coach K a high five. Like that was just the connection that Coach and I had, which was really cool. Whether I made a shot and me and my teammates were celebrating together, like all those moments that you have with your teammates on the road, the bus trips, the whole tournament run, just all balled up into one. Just the highlight of my college career, man. When you get to cut them nets down at the end, you're the one singing that one shining moment, man. It's magical.
It's magical. So you finish your college, you end up going to pro. Yep. Man, we tight now. Hey, I remember going that day. You get I remember taking you to the airport, dropping you off at the airport heading to Portland.
Yep.
Now, man, maybe I'm older and too old, man. I might be wrong. I remember, man. So going to the NBA, you got to tell the story of when you got on the court for the first time against the one and only who. Somebody looked at you and was getting ready to say they ready to eat you alive, man. Tell us about this.
Man, Russell Westbrook. Yeah, that was my first career start. First career start.
What did Russ say to you, man?
That story is crazy. So Russ is my man, right? We go way back. It's my brother, and he knew it was my first NBA start. So at that moment, he smelled blood. He's like, "Oh yeah, you're a rookie, about to get your first NBA start against me." He's like, "Okay." He's like, "Yeah." So we go out. I realize he doesn't dap me up, and he walks past me, and he just kind of bumps me. I look. He said it's gonna be a long night for you, mother. I said, "Oh yeah, that's what we on. Okay, bet." So I wasn't about to back down. I wasn't about to back down at all. So KD's on the team, right? This is OKC. And he comes down the court. He probably took like the first 6-7 shots. Just going straight at me, trying to go through my chest. Boom, just being super aggressive. Woo, woo. Right, so man, it was crazy. That was the craziest first career start ever.
Because people don't realize, man, Russ back then, they think he go hard. Now he's still going hard. But back then,
oh man.
Man, that when you told me that, now I cannot. I'm sorry for laughing so much, man. That thing. You go to pro, you have a career, but you get injured.
Yep.
Man, what's the emotions? Wow, man. Let's deal with that for a moment.
Yeah.
Unpack that for us.
So I think again it was another moment in my life that was like shocking, frustrating, came at a crazy time. So I don't even think people really know the whole story, but the NBA, the business it's a business, right? It's not fun and games, it's a business. So I'm in Delaware at the time before I turned my ACL. So actually, I rewind. So actually, when I first got hurt, I was getting ready to sign with the Celtics, and they told me to play one summer league game with the Celtics, and I tore my calf.
Yeah,
strain, grade 2 calf strain. Basically, took me out of summer league. Ended up not being able to go to training camp with the Celtics. Ended up having to go overseas. So I go overseas, kill overseas in Croatia, do my thing over there. Boom, I'm ready to come back and ready to get back to the NBA. Some things happened with the summer league and G League, just didn't work out. Wasn't the right situation. So I ended up going back overseas. Boom, do my thing over there.
Mm-hmm.
Whole lot of stuff goes on, money thing, just bad situation overseas. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I had a good experience overseas because I got to experience life. Right, I got to see a part of I never get to see, spend time over there, and it was a beautiful part of my life and journey with the basketball. So, boom, fast forward, and over there, I come back and I sign in Delaware. So I play a couple games in Delaware, and I'm playing good. I'm playing good basketball. I'm back athletic. I'm hooping, and I get a call from the Sixers. They're like, okay, play one more game, and we're gonna sign you tomorrow.
Whoa! Okay.
I'm like, all right, cool. One more game? That's nothing. So we have a home game. I remember my family came up to the game and everything. My mom was there. Sid, I think everybody was. Sid might have been there. Sid might not have been there, but I had some friends in town at the game and everything. I just remember going up the left side of the court. Boom, go for a routine jump stop to go up for a layup. Boom, knee popped. Ball flew out my hands. I screamed like I ain't never felt no pain like that in my life. Knee pop. Knew right away. Obviously, it was an ACL or something like because you could actually hear the pop. It was right. So knee pop, ACL tear. And I remember sitting on my couch in Delaware, my apartment that they gave us in the G League, and I see the ticker on ESPN. It said 76ers signed Tim Frazier to a
What?
1-year contract. At that moment, man, my heart sunk. My heart sunk because I knew that was my contract.
Man,
That was my contract that I was about to sign after just playing one more game that I was getting
bro.
ready to dominate in. So at that point, like, you go through all these different type of emotions. You're mad, you're frustrated, you're saying, why me? And everything, all the emotions that you can think that you feel like whenever you're going through something that you feel like is unfair.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. And again, for me, when I think about my life and different situations that I've been through like that, whether I lost my dad to
Yeah.
the first injury with the Celtics, with the training camp with that, to this injury, it was always just a new challenge for me not to question God, right? For me
Yeah. Yeah.
not to question it, right? In
Yeah.
the moment you're gonna question it, but then it always comes back to, you know what? There's a bigger purpose, there's a plan, there's a reason this happened, right? That's how I always end up finding peace in any trial and tribulation that I might come across, right? All right, there's a
Wow.
reason for this part. There's a reason why I'm being tested at this moment in my life. So, and that one, boom, I had to have ACL surgery. Then I end up back in Durham doing my
Yeah.
rehab and having
Mm-hmm.
surgery, and boom, I'm back in Durham for a full year. I end up moving in with my little brother Quinn Cook because it was the
Yeah.
fastest thing to do to live. My little brother, he had a room for me, and yeah, it was good times. But it's crazy when the blessings that came of it, I got to see him win a national championship firsthand.
Hey, 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 my hand is up
Yeah,
because I was there.
he was
You
there.
know,
We
hey
was
man,
there.
you put me on. I was thankful, you man. Thank you for again. Let me say it publicly. Thank you for letting man. We flew out there together,
Yes, indeed.
had a ball. We hung out, had a blast, man. I got a chance to witness it firsthand, front row with you
Yep.
and Quinn, man. That championship. So,
Yep.
but man, that's tough. One game away. I sorry. I got to give this to some young people, man. Life. How do you said it mostly, but how do you handle it when you feel like you're one step away from reaching everything you want and it's
Mhm.
snatched away?
Yep.
What do you think motivated you? What can you contribute it to? What can you say to somebody in a nutshell in that, man? And I don't know, man. I got this other
I think
question.
I think in a nutshell is my faith.
Got you.
If you don't
Got you.
have faith, you don't have faith, and you don't have strength.
Oh,
It's
hey,
simple.
hey, hey. Oh, so you got another career? So you're a basketball player. You're coaching. Now you want to become a preacher or something. Hey,
Nah,
don't take that career. That
nah.
ain't gonna work out good for you.
Look,
Because I'm trying.
I just made that up. Go ahead, trademark that drink though.
I'm gonna trademark it. Hey, I'm gonna give you credit one time, but after that, it's gonna be mine.
If you don't have faith, you don't have strength.
Hey, dog. That's hey. Everybody put that in the chat. Hey, go look. X that thing out. Put it on X. Tweet that thing. Snapchat it. If you don't have faith, you don't have strength. Hey, everybody put that joint out.
Hey,
But that's hot, man.
I think
I'm out here to use that.
I think everything in my life, from my dad, I think my family, my mom, we don't get through that way back when if we don't have faith.
Yeah, dog.
I don't get through my injuries if I don't have faith, and I'm
That's
not
what's up.
We don't get through anything. I don't get through the NBA journey
Yeah.
without the faith and figuring out what's next. Like, because we all have this vision of what we want. I wanted a 10 to 15-year NBA career, right? That's what I
Bro.
wanted. I thought I deserved. That's what I thought I was gonna get, but that's not what I got. Okay, well, all right, now how do I play this new hand I'm dealt? Right? If I play that new hand I'm dealt like this, man, this ain't what I wanted. Man, I'm throwing that hand back in. How do you know that ain't the hand that you're supposed to have? And watch
Hey,
watch watch the blessing come from that hand.
hey, I'm out. Hey, for real.
Like,
Wow.
that's it. I think that's how I've looked at it. And I think just for the young listeners as they go through life and they're challenged and they're challenged over and over and over again. If you don't have that mindset, then you're gonna miss out on your next opportunity. If you're pouting and mad and in your room throwing a temper tantrum and not get on to the next thing, That's
bro. Hey, that's heavy for real. Hey, you just said something to me that just inspired me, man. You can't throw the hand back in.
Mm-mm.
You got to play the hand that's been dealt to you.
Gotta play it.
Oh wow,
Gotta play it.
man. I know I'm all over the place, man, and I don't want to get too much of your time, man. But I got to ask you some
Good.
questions, man. Look, you got to talk about. I done went to the NBA. I got to now. You're back in Durham.
Yep.
Which kind of connects me to where I want to go. Man, Coach K.
Yep.
Man, talk to me about Coach K. You coming back to Durham. You played with him. Now you coming back to Durham. Talk about Coach K, man. Who he was to you, who he is to you, and everything, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, it's crazy. He to me became a father figure, like 100%. And a lot of people say, "Oh, my college coach is my father." Like that's not true. Like I think there's very few that really get to have that relationship with their head coach to call them a father figure. He became that for me, and he became that for me when Johnny Dawkins left. Because when Johnny Dawkins left, and I was upset and mad that he was leaving me after my freshman year, and I needed him,
Yep.
he called me with Coach K. He called me and he said, "Trust Coach K." And I was like, "Okay." He's like, "You're going back to Duke." Because there was a thought of me leaving, right? Because that's how mad I was.
See, that's what's up.
But he said, "Nah, you're going back to Duke, and Coach K got you. Call him right now." So I called Coach, and he said, "Son, I got you." He said, "I got you." He's like, "You come and talk to me whenever you need to talk to me." Woo woo. I'm like, okay, and I trust him, and he stood by his word from sophomore year to junior year to senior year. If I needed anything, ever needed to talk, was going
Wow.
through it. And to this day, whether it's Father's Day, it might be, man, your father's so proud of you. I mean, there's so many little things that most coaches don't do. He did it.
I feel you. Yeah, man.
Right? Just there's so many things I could just list off, and then just the way he's embraced my family,
Yeah.
embraced Shayna when she became my wife. Like,
Yeah.
it just she like got super close with her kid,
Bro.
and like just an incredible human being off the court, and then just watching him with his grandkids and all that stuff. Just a role model because he showed me, hey, that family is the most important thing.
Yeah. Yes,
And
sir.
as much
Yes,
as
sir.
he's Coach K, he was Poppy, right? He was
Yeah.
Poppy, right?
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
loved his players. Like, just that's it, man. He was just this very special, and our bond is extremely special.
Man, that means a lot. The only reason I've ever met him was because of you. Um, you get back to Durham, man. After all of that, man, and I'm looking at how your career went with him, with Coach K, and now you come back to Durham. You become a part of the Duke staff.
Yep. Yep.
You didn't even start where you ended up at the Duke staff, man. All because of Coach K.
Yep.
And now watch this though. So now you come back to Durham, you get on staff, and you make your way up the ranks. You
Yep.
still had to come in and put your time in. Now you got Coach K, but now Batman and Robin is back working together. That's
Yep.
crazy.
Yeah.
Man, so how do you go from being a player to now to a coach? And now you guys are working together. You Shire, I think at the time was Nate.
Nate. Yep. Nate.
Nate, Chris had left and come back.
Chris came back, was capable to start.
Kate, yep. So man, take us through the coaching part of it, man. And I promise you, I won't take over 2 more hours. I promise you.
Good.
Not just
Good.
man.
Nah, the coaching journey when it started, man, it was a change. You know, when you career change, when you take the player hat off and put the coach's hat on, it's a different hat. It's like my hat and your big hat, right?
Yeah, yeah,
It's a
yeah,
big change. It's a huge change in lifestyles, a huge change in the way you think the game and work the game and play and verbalize the game. It's a huge change, right? Because when you're a player, you just think, oh, well, how can I score? How can I get an assist? How can I get more rebounds? Now I'm trying to figure out how can I help the team score? How can I help the team play defense? How can I move their defense to get us better shots? And there's so now it's a chess game, right? Now you're
yeah,
watching
yeah,
with a whole different eye. So that was the process for me changing hats, right? Now becoming a coach. But the beauty
yeah,
of it is I had a Jeff Capel, John
yeah,
Shire, Nate James, all guys that I call my brothers.
yeah,
Obviously learn from Coach K. That speaks enough, right? I got to learn from Coach K. But to have three guys like that to learn from and watch them to start my journey was an amazing start to my journey. I got to learn a lot from watching them. And then
yeah, yeah,
I, obviously when I became an assistant coach, now I'm working beside them, still taking notes from how they do things. But then one thing Jeff Cable always told me is, hey, be yourself. One thing Coach K always says, hey, follow your instincts. So he said, hey, wait,
gotcha.
when you do your scouts, be yourself. Don't try and do your scouts like Cable. Don't try and do your scouts like John. Don't try and do your scouts like Nate. Do
Yeah,
your
yeah,
scouts Nolan Smith's way. And that
yeah.
was kind of the best advice I could get from them because you're never going to be like somebody else. You always got to be yourself.
That's good, man. So you was working, you worked at Duke for all these years, man. I appreciate you creating the path for so many avenues you've done at Duke. You dealt through social injustice. You brought so many things to the campus. You brought so much to the program. Um, you it's you have implemented me to be able to bring a Bible study with the players and everything.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
um, I still to this day I'm connected to Duke because of you. And I want to again thank you for allowing me to do that and to be who it is, man. I was able to experience everything front seat. So, but being coaching, now you're coaching, you're at Duke, you guys are coaching together. How did you go about? Here's the question: how did y'all go about different strategies? Like, what would you change? What did you change? You gave a couple of them, but what would you change if you could do it again, or would you change anything if you had to do it again through the coaching part at Duke?
Like as far as like game plan and stuff like that.
Game plan and even some of the yeah, the game plan. And then I have another question after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change much. I think we talked basketball so much that we were always on the same page going into games.
Gotcha.
Um, and that's either as a full staff, we met all the time and talked basketball. And then individually, we go into office, the four of us, Shire, Cable, James, Carolwell, whoever was there, and all talked basketball.
Sure,
So
sure.
our relationship as a staff was really good and worked great together. Um,
Hmm.
because we were familiar with each other, very familiar with each
Yeah,
other, and we all love the game of basketball. So when you get a bunch of passionate guys about the school,
yeah.
about the brotherhood, and about the game, and you really it's gonna be something special.
So here's a question. You end up getting ready to choose to go to leave Duke.
Yep.
You have to make a big decision to leave, and you have an opportunity to go to another school. Um, it's not a point of saying would you change it or anything, but what 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 would why did you leave Duke to go to Louisville at the time that you did?
Yep.
At the
So
time.
it was probably the hardest decision of my life
Yeah,
that I probably ever had to make.
yeah,
Like hard. My college decision wasn't hard. Who I married wasn't hard.
yeah, yeah,
Very easy decision in choosing my wife Shayna. I gotta give her a
yeah.
shout out. She probably gonna
Hey,
watch. So she gonna
Hey,
like
well, she definitely she gonna like that. Hey, Shay
right.
dog, you know that is Shay. You know.
Yeah, it was the hardest decision of my life because it came at a crazy time, right? It came
Yes,
at the
sir.
end of Coach K's his
Yes.
legendary career,
Yep.
at the start of my brother John Shire's career, but then
Yeah.
it was the start of somebody who I considered and I consider an uncle, and Kenny Payne,
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
who was best friends with my dad, who was a part of he was a part of my dad's life and vice versa. Knew my mom, just go way back,
Sure. Sure.
way back. So here I am, really just torn in making the decision, and it's like, all right, well, do I go back home to Louisville, which I didn't go there to play, but now I have opportunity to go there
Now
to.
you have and it's your dad. Your dad is burning inside of you.
My dad is burning inside of me, right? I've always been trying to follow in his footsteps, and it's crazy. I knew it, but I knew it more when I got here. It was always part of my dad's plan to come back and be the head coach at Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
So in
Mm-hmm.
some way, it was like, man, well, I get a chance to go back and coach at Louisville. Like, this is something my dad would have did or wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like, here's this opportunity. But then it's like, here's the other side. It's like, I was in Coach Shire's wedding. He was in my wedding. I know what people are gonna think when I do this. Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna look bad, but it's really
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
bad. I'm just being pulled
Yeah.
both
Yeah.
which
That's
where I go, right?
that's
So
tough.
very, 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 very tough. Um, had to have tough conversations. Had to basically let my guy know I was going to Louisville, and yeah, ended up just going my heart and my gut, which was taking me back to Louisville, which was a new journey, a new challenge, and something that for me, I
Stop. Stop. I interrupted you.
talked to him.
You go back to Louisville.
Yep,
You said this. You want a high school championship.
yep,
You want a college championship. You want, truthfully, all I do is win,
yep,
no matter what. DJ Khaled,
yep,
bro. At this time, Louisville's had some major challenges.
yep.
How does that play on your emotions? How do you handle winning all your life in career of basketball? But at this moment, you all have had some major challenges in I meant just a lot of losses.
Yep.
How does that play emotionally? How do you handle it? What do you share with the coach? How do you go home at night? How everything, man. And if you don't want to answer it, look, I'm good. But I can, in fact, I can cut this off and we can really have a conversation. Because I'm serious. I've always just want to know, man, because that's tough to me.
Yeah.
Because you know me, I'm a killer.
Yeah.
I like winning.
Yep.
How do you handle that, man? Because y'all have some challenges.
It's funny. One of my friends told me, I don't take losses, I take lessons. He said that to me on FaceTime the other day, and I said, wow. I said, that's big time right there. I said, you're right, because this has been a lesson. I've learned so much in the last year and a half
Yes, sir.
I probably ever learned in my life in going through what we've been going through here. Um, it's been a process, but it's also been a fun challenge, something
Mm-hmm.
that I
Mm-hmm.
wanted. I wanted a challenge.
Yes,
I
sir.
knew I knew it wasn't going to be easy. Kenny Payne told me it wasn't going to be easy.
That's right.
And the kids that I've had the honor of coaching here in the last year and this year, I've absolutely loved it. I've absolutely loved it. I've absolutely loved the challenge of coaching and helping them through the losses as well and dealing with everything. So it's been a part of a journey that's really made me better as a coach, as a person, as a husband, a little bit of everything because I didn't take losing well. I still don't take losing well. I really
Yeah.
didn't take it well last year, and I still don't take it well. But now I've been able to learn from it, channel it in different ways, learn how to find peace.
Yeah.
Like I've learned how to just do other things to find peace and and deal with it while still letting the fire inside of me grow bigger.
Man,
If that makes sense.
That makes much sense, man.
Because
Wow.
don't get it twisted. I absolutely hate losing. I
Yeah.
hate it. I hate it for my players. I hate it for this school. I hate it for this program. Right.
Yeah.
And we're still fighting to turn it around and get it better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Gotten better this year. Yeah.
But I hate losing.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah. And man, well, wow. That man, I appreciate that, man. I because I've always wanted to just ask you that. That's something we don't never talk about, man. I just want to ask, man, because I can't imagine doing it. I can't. I've taken quite a few losses in my life, still take some now, but that's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother era.
Yep.
I tell you what, man, we've been up here for a solid hour. I got about 5 more minutes, man.
Yep.
I got to say something, ask you something tough, some more. Let's challenge you to this. And I always think of something crazy off the wall before at the end of it, and we'll go from there. So you don't have to answer, but here's a question. So you've always been called the people's champ.
Yep.
You were called that from Durham, North Carolina, Duke University. If you could say anything to Duke University while you hold your position as an assistant coach at Louisville Cards, what would you say to Durham, North Carolina, and Duke University? Because at the end of the day, you can't forget the shoulders that you stand on.
Yep. Durham and Duke built Nolan Smith. I think it's that simple. I think when you come to a place as a 18-year-old kid and you basically spend almost 12 years in Durham at Durham Duke, that's a huge chunk of someone's life. It was a huge chunk of my life. So when you talk about the community work, like Durham was my city. Durham accepted me as their own. Duke University, the things I was able to do on campus and be loved and respected for doing some of the things I did on campus, like leading the protests during Black Lives Matter and really get some things going on Duke's campus as far as the Black community, right? They loved me for it. President Price sent me emails. President Price sent me emails saying, "Yo, keep up the great work." Right? Those little things and those gestures from the president of the school to Nina, the athletic director, like they really encouraged me and accepted me for being the vocal, outgoing person that I am without putting a shield on me, right? Or trying to dim my light. Right. They brightened it, right? Durham and Duke really built Nolan Smith, right?
Wow.
And I'm forever grateful to Durham and Duke.
Wow, man. Well, listen, I can tell you this much. I don't have to say this because of me, and we ain't gonna get sentimental about this because I'm a G. I'm a G. But man, I miss you here. We miss you here. Pray God's speed upon your life, your career. We don't know where God may take you, where your life may end up. But man, I know you're missed in this city. I know you're missed in this area. And the truth is, I know you're missed at Duke. As much as I know you took the same fire you had at Duke to Louisville, and now you're still carrying out what you need to do there, man. So, a couple more things.
Yep.
Your fam, we gave Shayna a shout out, man. But you got to say something about Cam and Deuce. I know you talked about the basketball, man, and we talked about Monica and Sid and everybody. But man, tell us about Shayna and Cam and Deuce, man, being around them all the time.
Oh man, well, my kids are just a joy, man. Both of them, they full of life, spirit, energy, attitude, excitement. I mean, they both just perfect kids. I know every parent's gonna call their kids perfect, but I mean, those two are really just perfect. I mean, they brighten up my mom and sister's days, and whenever they're around here in Louisville, like they just whoever they're around. Deuce runs the arena. everybody at the arena like, oh, Deuce, he'll go sit with different people during the games. Like they're social butterflies, especially Deuce. Cammy a little different. She a Gemini, but Deuce will go chill with anybody.
Yeah, man. I know that's right, man. I know that right, man. Look, man, you married a little country girl, man.
Yeah.
She got some fire in her. I know Shay. We talk, man. Shay is a pistol.
Oh
She
yeah.
will check me in a moment. She'd be
Yeah.
like, I ain't heard from you, but I can't say what she really say. She'd be
Oh
like, hi, big dog, I haven't heard from you. It's so good to talk to you. That's how she,
yeah.
would say it.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh, of course.
Man, just marrying that chick, man.
Nah,
Growing. So man, you
just
got 20 seconds, bro.
just watching her grow every single day here in Louisville is impressive. The way she just people just gravitate towards her, right? Whether it's here in the neighborhood, at Louisville, within the city. I mean, she's made friends fast, but she's made family fast. Like people drop off stuff to our house whenever somebody's sick. I'm like, who's that from? Oh, our neighbor down the street that she's gotten to know. Like just her loving and caring ways is just contagious, and people just gravitate
Yeah.
towards her, and it makes people want to take care of the Smith house, which I love it.
Man. Well, I gotta ask you the big question. The NBA basketball.
Yep.
Man gave me a GOAT. Would you have a GOAT of all times? Your hat says GOAT. Is there GOAT of all times in your eyes, or is there a GOAT of the time?
So I think that's a great question. My GOAT is Kobe Bryant because he was the GOAT of my time.
Hey,
But
I'm in the cave. You know what's in the cave.
I already know. I already know. But I also have a great appreciation for Michael Jordan because I also saw him too. He's also the GOAT of his time. But I think there's also a thing where you cannot discredit the Bill Russells. You cannot discredit the LeBron James.
No, sir. The KDs and
the KDs. I mean, there's so many guys in different generations that can be called the GOAT. And there's so many kids that are gonna say, well, he's my GOAT. And if you said a Kobe, a LeBron, a Mike, maybe even a KD, right? You can't be that you ain't gonna be too far wrong. But when you talk about the big three, Mike, Kobe, and Bron, those are the three GOATs in my eyes.
Did y'all hear the order he said, people? You hear what I said. Mike, Kobe, Bron.
That's really the order. That's my order.
No, that is the order. Do you all hear me? I bet you all won't challenge me on that joint. Where you at? I'm sorry. I had to calm down.
But they all Kobe's mentality to the game was just so far different. And Mike had a very similar mentality too.
Yeah.
But that Mamba mentality is real.
It's real.
It's real. And I was able to see it firsthand. I know Quinn was able to see it up close firsthand. Like Kobe, the way he moved, the way he acted, he was not trying to be your friend. And he got a little friendlier towards the end of his career. Like,
he won't try to be your friend.
But he wasn't trying to be your friend. Like I think KG said the other day, number 8 Kobe, nobody liked number 8 Kobe. At all. Like people said number 8 Kobe was a jerk. Like he didn't care. Number 24 wisened up a little bit, got a little smarter, was a little bit better teammate, but he still wanted to destroy you. Right? He was just different, but I know Quinn probably spoke on Bron, but he was teammates with him. But Bron's he's the ultimate teammate. Great team guy, but that's why you topping points, topping assists, topping everything, topping rebounds, all around.
Bron is a monster.
Hey,
I've never met him. I can't wait to meet him one day, man. I know
probably gonna play till he's 45 years old. Something you can't do.
I was ready to bring this up.
Don't do that.
I was ready to bring this up.
Let's
have a real conversation. I told Quinn and I tell everybody, you try to put your name on my court out here.
I didn't try. That's my court.
Ho. Hey, I'm gonna have to end this and cut this off because then I'm gonna have to get some language and say what I need to say. No, you need to tell the people straight up, I handled you out here at the house here and the house out in the country. Tell them the real truth. And don't sit on this podcast and lie. I handled you. Handled you.
So we're gonna lie on Cave Talk.
No, we don't lie. This is transparency, open-mindedness.
That's not
authenticity.
That's not acceptable. I've never lost on your court, big dog.
Don't you lying?
I've never lost on your court.
You know that ain't true.
I've never lost.
You played. You did. You played. You beat about six people out here, and all of them was under 8 years old. I think every last one of them.
You got mad because I beat your son down. You came out there rubbing your ball head, told him, "Don't beat up on my son." Child abuse. Child abuse. Excuse me. You gonna feel this muscle?
Hey. Well,
and then you walked out. You walked out there on two legs. You walked back inside with a cane.
Okay. All right. Hey man, I appreciate you coming. I'm telling you this, bro, because this ain't what. Hey, you need to tell them the truth. Same thing for Quinn. Quinn know. Well, Quinn too small. He know that. Quinn, you is. And I told Jason when he came, when you brought Jason over and everything, I know he's killing the NBA now. You know he's ready to do one of the podcasts. He's ready to come in, but Jason know he got handled here too. And I mean, because y'all okay, he was all right. He was pretty cool when he was here. But I do what I do. Even at 56 now, I still do it. I still do it, bro. So look, appreciate you doing that, bro. Hey man, you got any questions for me, man? Because I ain't gonna stay on that. Because I'm really getting pissed off right now. Because I don't like that bulljive. You be lying because this is not your court. So, man. You got any questions, comments for me, man? Anything you want to say, man? Want to shout out to the people on our way out of here, man. This has been amazing.
Man,
anything, bro. Just say again, open transparency, bro. You know me. You know, man. Like I told Quinn, y'all know me. Oh, they know this other dude.
Yeah. No, most definitely. No, I don't got nothing else, man. I just want to appreciate you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for talking to me. To the listeners, hope y'all got something good from this conversation that you can take on with you in your own lives of hopefully just resilience and fighting through everything and knowing that no matter where I'm at in my life, whether it looks like success, but what is success? Right? What is success to you? What's it like to me? Success is happiness, right? Are you happy? Because success is not money, right? Success is not money. Success is happiness, and I think if you are happy and people around you are happy, then I think you're successful, right? And I say that to say, I think people respond back to me like, oh well, you have money, so money helps you be happy. Yes, that is true.
Yeah.
But it does not mean that you're just gonna not have flaws. Because I think within everything we just talked about, clearly I've been through life. We all go through life. So it does not mean that you can have all this money and everything's just perfect, right? So find happiness, find peace, find something that when you wake up every single day, that's gonna make you happy, right? That's success. That's what I'm gonna leave y'all with tonight.
Oh man, that's good. Man, y'all got to give it up for the one, the only. Seriously, man. Nolan, Derek Smith, man, Smitty. Man, we appreciate you. And I want to close with this, man. I told Quinn, I'm looking for a host, man. I'm looking for a co-host, man.
Yeah.
Be talking about something. He's throwing me some people, man. He's been throwing me some people. Trying to decide, man. He was like, I might jump in. Hey, we want to bring some people here. We want to talk some junk, man, because we're going to get into some heated conversations, man. I got some stuff I want to put out there because, people don't really know This brain goes everywhere.
Oh
man, you know some hosts, man. Let me know, man. Some people we need to make this joint pop, man. Do what we do.
Definitely look,
man.
I gotta get that nice mic like you got right there. That's tough.
Oh man, well, you know what? I got your mic. I got 5 of them in here, man. So I'm looking for co-hosts. I'm gonna ship you this one. You let me know, man. Let's make this joint happen. Y'all holla out. Shout out to Nolan Smith, man. Look, like, tag, and share. We can't wait to see you the next time on Cave Talk. And just remember, it's Mac Court, not Smith Court. Peace out to everybody.
Peace.
Peace.